Hey team, welcome to another episode of Izumi Rants. I'm Nick Izumi and I just graduated from college. Weird. So this last week we got an interesting announcement that really rocked the American anime community, and that is that Toonami is coming back, or so they have said. That's right, after a long campaign following an April Fool's Day joke that Toonami pulled with Adult Swim, playing a bunch of old shows from the 90s and the early 2000s, there was a big push on the internet, fronted by people such as Steve Bloom, the actor who played the robot Tom, who did the in between eye catches on Toonami, to bring this programming block back. Well, the people have spoken, and Toonami is making a return. And I'm not sure I'm that excited about it. Let me put this in perspective for you guys before you start saying things in the comments section. I'm one of those rare people who was actually watching Toonami since literally day one almost. I remember its original programming block, which was mostly a lot of old stuff that from when Cartoon Network mostly just ran old syndicated shows and didn't produce any of their own content. It was old Space Ghost reruns, Thundercats, and even some Voltron. But as it went on, they started incorporating some more stuff. A lot more anime started coming in. Robotech had a short run, though they never ran the third season. And almost more excitingly, Dragon Ball Z. That's when the game changed. After Dragon Ball Z, a lot of anime started coming in, and it was the spot to find out about new anime. When you're like a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid and you don't have a lot of disposable income, this was a fantastic way to check out these shows. I mean, there's no way we could afford those $30 for 4 episodes discs back then. And, well, it was usually worth it. Heck, I wouldn't even be the obsessive Gundam fan I am today if it weren't for Toonami. But that being said, I don't know that this new Toonami is really Toonami at all. The first thing is it's being brought back by Adult Swim. And while Adult Swim also had its fair share of bringing me all sorts of anime, this lineup that they've announced is going to be on Saturday nights. Well, that's not really what Toonami was. At least for me, when Toonami was at its best, it was that thing that was on right after school. It was something that I'd rush home for as a kid, and then I'd go check out all the really cool anime that I didn't know about before. And eventually I became the big anime fan that I am, and I know that that's the way it was for a lot of people. But this is going to be a late night Saturday thing, which means it's not going to be an after school thing, and furthermore, it's part of Adult Swim. It was announced with Toonami's back, bitches. Hardly the thing that says that it's going to be appealing to that younger crowd. Now, I know a lot of people don't like when anime gets edited. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I never watched Yu Yu Hakusho when it was on Toonami. But the thing is, when it can get onto those prime slots where new people can get into it, that's really where I think Toonami's greatest strength was. This thing that they're going to be announcing, it's not going to be shooting for that younger demographic. It's going to be shooting for nostalgic people who remember watching old Toonami. But we're not going to be helping our fan base continue by having this new Toonami. This isn't going to be on after school. This isn't going to make a new generation of fans. This just seems like something to try to get the attention of people who are, well, nostalgic. That brings me to another point. What is this Toonami going to run? Maybe they just want to see their old stuff again. But if that's all it is, then I don't really see what there is to be excited about. I mean, nostalgia's great, but hanging your big things that I used to like a lot flag over and putting the Toonami logo on it, I don't know that that's really something worth mentioning. The other option that it might be is that it might just be another Adult Swim anime block that just happens to have Toonami bumps on it. To me, that's not really Toonami either. I guess Toonami meant a lot to me. It was a really major part of my childhood, and it's basically why I turned into what I am today, Nick Izumi. But I don't know that this new thing that's calling itself Toonami is going to be a worthy successor. To me, it sounds like it's either nostalgia wrapped in a Toonami banner or Adult Swim anime wrapped in a Toonami banner. And while it would be nice to get anime back on TV again, because Lord knows that, well, I could really deal with some stuff to watch on TV again, I'm not sure that I really want to call it Toonami. Toonami had its place, and it was a lot of fun in my childhood. But maybe it's best to just let it be that awesome nostalgic memory and not let it burn out again like it did that first time. That was a real bummer. And who knows, maybe this will affect people. But for me, if it's not something that's going to be bringing in new people and making our fan base continue into the future, I don't know that I feel that it's really Toonami. Thanks for hearing me out, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts with comments or video responses, so take care, keep on spocking in the free world.